Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Today is the second time that I'm filming this video. I went to go edit the original version of this video a few days after I recorded it, and the audio's all messed up. Like, I don't think the mic was working, like it was turned on. I just sounded really small, and you can hear the fan very, very badly. I was really upset that it didn't work, but it's fine. We are here filming this again, and you're probably wondering, what am I filming again? I mean, if you didn't read the title, we are doing the mid-year book review tag. I am very excited to do this because I don't think I did this the last time I was on BookTube, like many, many moons ago. I don't think I did it. I think maybe I was like getting ready to do it and it just never happened. Or maybe I did do it. I don't know. I can't remember. But nonetheless, we are here today doing the tag. I have my questions from another booktuber and her name is Larry, so check her out. She has a lot of followers and I obviously have like an 18th of that, not even that, like me supporting small creators. But she's done this a few years now in a row, so it's a tradition for her and I want it to be a tradition for me as well. So I'm using her questions. I don't know. Starting with stats, I have none except for the fact that I've read 27 books so far in 2026. And I have this like battle with myself where I'm like, oh, that's not a lot of books at all. But it's so many more than like what normal, I say normal, but like what the average person will read in a year. So I'm pretty good. I just have to remind myself like I'm probably above like the chart, the arc or something up there, you know, like I'm past the average person. But it doesn't feel like that when you're in this like bookish space, because there are some people who read hundreds of books a year and I'm like, you are absolutely crazy. I don't know how you're doing this. I wish I could read more. Like today, for example, like I was wanting to read all morning, but I've just been like laying on the couch in a bad headspace. But anyways, it's fine. The other stats in my reading life are not available because I've been really bad at keeping up with like my reading platforms besides Goodreads. So I have not updated Fable or Storygraph in a very, very long time. But if I do update them before I release this video, then I'll put screenshots around me and you can just admire my stats. I don't know. I would say I've read a lot of fantasy this year, and maybe like, I don't know if they'd put like Dungeon Crawler Carl under lit RPG or like sci-fi, but that's going to be another big genre for me. Matt Dinniman will definitely be like my most like read author because I'm reading like 6 books from him so far, and I plan to read 7 and 8 by August or September. So I don't know. Those are some like notable things that I think I can call out. I feel like my average book page is probably like 450 to 550. So those are my guesses. It'll be fun to see if I'm right or wrong. I have my trusty dusty laptop here and my questions are on my Notion. So, okay, let's start. First question is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2026? I would say that the best book that I think I've read so far is The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. I read this for my book club. P.S. If you want to join, link is in the description. And I really liked it. I think the magic system was fun. It was unique. I loved the yearning. I liked that it was like an established like relationship already, but it was like fun to like see that like it wasn't just like two people meeting and we're like learning them with each other. Like, yes, I'm learning about the characters, but they're also like noting past experiences, if that makes sense. I think the story was good. I really liked that it was a standalone. Now there is a second book coming out, I think in like September, set in the same universe. I doubt you need to read the first one. Maybe you do, but I cannot wait to get back into this world because it just seemed very unique to me and I really like the characters. It was very queer norm, so that is also a big plus. Like they didn't like single out people going, oh yeah, they go by they them. Like they just naturally called them they and no one questioned it and everyone followed it, and I think that's really freaking cool. I think I gave this one a 4-star or 4.5 stars. I think part of why I didn't rate it so high, I say so high, it is pretty high, it's high for me. I didn't rate it a 5-star was sometimes like there was just like way too many parentheses. I know that's like such a like a minor complaint, but it just kind of like made me feel weird in a way where it was like, it would say something and then in the parentheses it would go, did we really forget about that? In parentheses, and I'm like, ask them. I don't know. I don't like the internal thoughts to the internal thoughts. Does that make sense? Probably not. The second question is, what is the worst book you've read so far in 2026? Easy. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I did not like that book. I think I gave it a 2-star, and maybe I should lower it because there was like nothing I liked about it. I did like the main characters. I didn't like that like the plot twist was literally right in front of your face. It felt very much like a rehashed version of From Blood and Ash. I don't know. I didn't like it. The main character spent like 10 pages asking one question in her internal monologue, and it was very annoying. I absolutely hated that. Poppy also does that from Blood and Ash, and we kind of get through that in the second book. I probably will continue that series, but like there was just something about Shield of Sparrows and me just like not connecting with it. I just didn't like it at all. And as I'm like thinking back about it, I don't remember much of it. So the third question is, what is the best sequel you've read so far in 2026? Easy. I've read a couple sequels so far, but this is the best one, and that is the Dungeon Crawler Carl series by Matt Dinneman. I am on book 6 right now, so yeah, it's really taken me in for a ride. I really like this series. It is fun. It is also horror-ish, so beware. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's like a horror book because it is. It's terrifying. It's not fun. It's hard to think about because it's also taken place on Earth in your world, even though it's a lit RPG and like a sci-fi type of book. I love the found family within. I love Donut. I love Carl. I love all of the other characters that we like have a family like relationship with. I'm getting to the part where I think things are going to get a whole lot worse and we're going to lose people, I think. And I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. The fourth question is, what is the worst sequel you've read so far in 2026? First, I'm going to tell you my runner-up for that, and that is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. I say this is the runner-up because I didn't really like the first book, but I decided to listen to the second book just because it was on Spotify, and I just didn't want to listen to music. And it was a very bad decision. I did not like it. I almost DNF'd it. It was not a good time for me. The romantasy portion of it didn't kick in till like after 60% through the book, and that's just crazy to me. And it's just the main character complaining about the situation she put herself in because she won't be morally gray. I don't know, like I feel like she deserved to be morally gray and she just wouldn't, so she complained about it basically. But the winner of this question is actually Destructively Mind by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I read the first book as an ARC and I absolutely loved it. So I recently got the ARC for the third book and decided like, oh, I need to listen to the second one. And I did not like it at all. The chemistry that we get from Phoebe and Rocky are just not there. It's gone. They are just having sex the entire time. And that's so annoying because they're supposed to be working on this like big bad con and you don't see that at all. Like this is about a con artist family and it's just not there. There's like no con and it's just like so annoying. It was like, I don't know, 15 hours of worthlessness and I hated it. And I'm currently listening to the third audiobook and I don't like it still because now there's like 5 POVs. I don't know. I'm just not having a good time anymore with this series and that sucks because I loved the first book so much. The fifth question is, what's a new release you haven't read yet but want to? I have 2 for this question as well. That first one is Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke. I have heard nothing but mixed reviews about this. Like apparently like the main character is completely unhinged and this book is like a train wreck that you don't want to look away from, and I really want to read it. I want to be in the know with everyone. I want to like experience what they're experiencing, and I don't know, I just want to go through it with people too. And then the second book is In Her Own League by Liz Tomford. I haven't read any of Liz Tomford's book before, but this one, like the cover alone, draws me in immediately, and I really want to read it. But I don't know if I need to read the Wendy series first, so I don't know, let me know if you've read both and I need to like read the other before starting this new book that she just released. I don't know. That's like the worst way to explain that. The sixth question is, what's your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? And that absolutely has to be The Knave and the Moon by Rachel Gillig. If you don't know, and if you're new here, I love The Night and the Moth so bad. It was my first 5-star read of last year. Like, I rave about it. I went to a author discussion where she was there because she was releasing her indie paperback version of The Night and the Moth, and I love her to death. I would read anything she writes. So of course, this has to be my most anticipated release coming up in September. The 7th question is, what is the biggest surprise of the year? And I'm kind of taking this like, what is a book that like just surprised you in general? Like, what book did you read that you were not expecting to love? And that was Level Up for Love by Lenora Woods. I didn't expect myself to not love this. I just wasn't sure if like the D&D modern romance type of vibe was going to be my thing, and it absolutely is. It was so much fun to read a modern romance, but you get to dip in a little with like the D&D campaign and get some fantasy elements, and that was so fun for me. I think I gave this one a 4.5 star, and I think the only reason it did not get a 5-star was just because the pacing near the end was a little too quick for me. Like, I would have been happy with another 100 pages just to like keep that pacing going good and closing things up in like a better, pace. The 8th question is, who is your favorite new author? It has to be a debut or just new to you. And that obviously is Lenora Woods. I mean, hey, she got me into the D&D romance type of books, and I'm already fiending for more. She has another book called Roll for Romance, and I do plan on getting that and reading it as well. So yeah, I think she's my new favorite author for the year so far. The 9th question is, who is your newest fictional crush? And that is Jameson Vine from Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. And you know what? All I have to say is that he has white hair, and that's pretty much it. And if you know, you know. I love my white-haired characters. I can't help it. If they have white hair, they're my crush. Then the 10th question is, what is a book that has made you happy? And that is The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs. This is also another fantasy that has a queer norm world, and that alone makes me happy. But that book is like very much Selena Sardathian, Dorian, and Kale from Thread and Glass in another universe. And almost like a happier universe. Like, yes, there is conflict in The Princess Knight, and there is like fighting and war, but I could see them all be in those characters in that book as well. And I don't know, I feel like they have a better outcome. They have better things going for them. Like, it's not as traumatic as the Throne of Glass series. And this book is also a Legally Blonde retelling, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I really like this book. I finished it a couple weeks ago. I think it was probably last week, if I'm honest, but I really liked it. The 11th question is, what is the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year? And I've already mentioned her, and that is The Night and the Moth indie bookstore version. It is paperback. It is gorgeous. It has pieces of artwork from Rachel in there. It has beautiful sprayed edges. It is very thick, it's dense, and I love her. She sits outward on my shelf so that like I see the sprayed edges, and it's next to my hardcover version of The Night and the Moth. But yeah, absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite books. The last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And boy, do I have a lot. I have a whole list. I need to read Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I need to read When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I put the Windy City series by Liz Tomford on here. What else? I need to read The Will of Many by James Islington. I got some Lila Sage books to read. I want to read Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee. I just have a whole plethora of books on my TBR. I have some pretty good reads to like set myself up for the rest of the year. So I am hopeful, I am excited, and I just can't wait to keep reading. I'm hoping I can get some more reading done in the next few months, just because, I don't know, okay? If you watch my hobby maxing vlog, you'll know that I've been having a tough time at my full-time job, and things are only getting tougher, and it seems like they're taking away my time to like relax and read and taking away my work-life balance. So I'm very frustrated, but it's fine. I just need to be a whole lot more intentional with my time than I'm already trying to be. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so stressful. I won't complain about that too much here. I'm trying to like not bring it home as much, not bring home like work problems and work issues home, so I can fully be home and relax. That's all the questions on the mid-year tag. I've answered them all, probably not as in-depth as I did in the initial recording that I did, but that's okay. I was kind of hoping this one would be a bit quicker anyways, because it's a tag, you know, just to get through the questions. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing or giving it a thumbs up. If you want to connect with me anywhere, my socials are in the description. I also have like a storefront, a wish list. I have, you know, my Discord server, so I have links down there. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!